Hi, Sandy here, and today we're making some beginner level, super simple scrap quilt blocks. 5 different suggestions for quilt blocks you can make in no time, have a blast, and put your scrap pile to good use. Sounds good? Are you ready? Let's go. I guess the first one has to be a 9 patch. And yes, a 4 patch is also an option, or a 12 patch, or whatever you prefer. My favorite one is a 9 patch, so I'm making that. Okay, so the scrappiest way to make a 9 patch quilt block is getting 9 different 2.5 inch squares, or whatever size you prefer, of course. These ones are 2.5, and just sew them together. And this way, you will be able to create whatever pattern you want, like a cross, or, you know, whatever you prefer. Okay, so let's see what we come up with. Like I said, you could do like a little cross. And just that, I think that's pretty cute. We can do the other way around, of course. We can do like yellow, 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 pink, 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 and pink. And I think that this way the cross actually stands out more. You know, whatever we prefer. We could make like 2 of these and 2 of these, and then just like this. You know, whatever we felt like it. For me, I think I'll keep my cross yellow, like so. And now let's give it a sew. Press those seams real nice, make it as flat as we possibly can. And this makes a 6 1/4 inch block. And here we have it, our first scrappy 9 patch. But you know, for me personally, the simpler way of doing a 9 patch quilt block is to get 6 strips of fabric. So in this case, we would have like 6 2.5 by 7.5 strips of fabric, different fabrics or 2 kinds of fabrics, whatever you want. We would sew 3 strips together, and then we would cut them and mix and match them to making 2 9 patch quilt blocks. That would be so much quicker. But you know, the truth is, if we're using scraps, we don't always have those big strips available. So this is a really nice quick option, and it looks pretty cute. Okay guys, so the next one is the 2x4. It is very simple, equally stunning. You know, we just get 2 2.5 by 4.5 inch rectangles and we sew them together. And now we would press and we would trim. This is pretty much it, guys. Our quilt block is complete. Now this is of course the simple 1 block version, but we can also take longer strips. Let me get that. You know, this is like 2.5 by 40 inch or something like that, and we need 2 of them. I have picked pink and green, and now we are going to sew them together, okay? Okay, so now that these pieces are sewn together, we are just going to press them open real quick. Got you scared there for a while, didn't I? You were thinking, oh my god, is she really just gonna, you know, sew 2 rectangles together and call it a day? But you know me, I would never do that. I would still give you some really awesome combinations before we were done. I love my combinations. I am so glad that I've started adding them to my videos. I think, you know, for you, it just gives you such a better view of what these quilt blocks can do. Because you see a quilt block and by itself, it's not anything too special. Well, some are pretty gorgeous. But most of them, particularly for making, you know, real simple beginner level ones, they don't look like much. But then, once you start combining them, oh, you get it. Okay, so guys, so as it is, these two combined are like 4.5. So that is exactly what we're going to cut. Okay guys, so here's what we do with this tiny little quilt block, okay? We just mix and match them. Something like this. Then we can get, you know, we can just keep going. What can I tell you? You know, the options are truly endless. And this quilt block is particularly awesome for jelly roll leftovers you may have lying around. And as you can see, you know, it is just so quick, so easy to make, and the combinations are endless. Kind of makes me want to make a video just with these, you know, showing all the options it can make. Ah, yeah, that one's totally coming. Okay guys, so next we are making a spot in the middle quilt block. That's how it's called. I've never done it before, this will be my first time. It's also pretty simple, and this one actually combines strips with scraps. So it's extra perfect if you've got both. I actually think I have more strips than more scraps. I'd have to check, but it's definitely a mix, and yours is probably too. So we just need one 2.5 middle square, and I have this little green one right here. And now we need a 2.5 strip of fabric that'll just go around the tiny square like so, okay? So let's just sew and see what we get. So we have sewn one, and now we cut. So now you can either, you know, sew the top since we've sewn the bottom and then add the sides, or just keep going all around. So now we sew this one, okay? Okay, now we start adding the sides, just like so. Almost there. Now all we need is this side over here. And yeah, this strip. I'm going to start on this end. This is a really big strip. I don't know. Must have been left over maybe from a chakra blanket or something like that. I don't usually have these big strips like this, but this one is coming real handy. I'm doing this with a strip, and you can use a leftover jelly roll for this, but you could of course have found, you know, the tinier pieces you needed for this one. So this is two 2.5 by 2.5 squares, just like the middle one, and this is like 6, not really 6.5, but you know, you could cut your pieces a little bit bigger and then trim them. So 6.5 by 2.5 on both sides, and you'd be good to go. Okay guys, this just doesn't get any simpler than this, and I know it may not look like much right now, but here's how it looks when it's all sewn together. And look at that, how gorgeous, how unique, how awesome is that? Okay guys, so now we're just going to get a little bit more modern and do a true scrap quilt block, a little bit more abstract. So essentially what we did is we get, you know, scraps with straight edges. It's the only thing it needs to be is straight edges, so we can, you know, sew them together. And we're just going to sew them together until we have enough for a quilt block, whatever size we pick. So let me show you how this works. This is actually pretty cool. I was a little bit intimidated when I decided I was going to make one of these because I had never done it before. But if you relinquish control over perfection, you know, if you stop wanting to make things perfectly, you know, symmetrical, this is actually pretty fun. And the best part about it, the thing that I think is, you know, the biggest advantage is you can use any size scraps you want, okay? Even the tiniest scraps will fit into this one, which I think is the best part of it. So I'm going to start right here. It's like we've broken a quilt block with a hammer, and now we are sewing it back together. Okay, an important bit I forgot, you will want to press this as you go, okay? This is really important to get like an idea of what you're doing, and you can trim the edges if you want. So, okay, these two we've sewn together. Now let's go for this one. Now this would be kind of easier to make if we were doing it a quilt as you go method, because that way you would know when to stop. You know, you would stop when you reached like, you know, one of the corners. Okay, let's do a tiny little one. And yeah, let's see how this goes. So you see, tiny ones work very well too. In fact, I would say that, you know, the tinier the better probably. This one would work. Yeah, I think it would. True scrap fashion. No doubt about it. We will probably trim these just to make life easier for ourselves. No need to make our lives very, very hard. So let's go with this one. Yeah, perfect. Now I'm adding this one. It's a big one, but you know, just trying to speed this along. I think you get the picture. Very good. Supervising is arriving. Act busy, everyone. Hey, go, go. Go, go. Let's just start. Oops. Not what I want to make. Oh my god, I almost had an accident. Okay, like I was saying, let's see if we can cut. I'd like to make it at least 5. Yeah, I think we could make it 5. I need to do something here, but other than that, I think we're good. Yes, I know we will have a little bit of scraps left after this one, but it will look pretty cool. Okay guys, we have this tiny itsy bitsy bit. Ooh, I guess we're doing a corner after all. Let's see how this goes. Probably not very well. And here we have it, guys, a scrappy quilt block. You know, the scrappiest quilt block if I've ever seen one. Okay guys, almost there. This next one, I don't really know what to call it, but I think it's really, really cute. And now this next part, we can do this several ways. We can get 12 2.5 by 2.5 inch squares and just sew them all around. We can get like 6 5-inch squares, sew them together, then cut them into 2 blocks of 2.5 inch squares each and assemble it. Or you can do it the way we're going to do it. So we're going to get some jelly roll leftovers, or just cut 4 10 by 2.5 inch strips. And these are the colors I have selected right here. And now we're just going to sew them all together, all polka dots. Polka dots and white. I have really saved the best for last. Okay, so how shall we do this? You know, blue and red need to be together. So maybe like this. Yeah, let's get to it. Okay, so now we just press. Oh, this is going to be a really bright, really colorful quilt block. And those are my favorite. They just make me happy. Okay, so now that these are nicely sewn and pressed, we are just going to cut 4 2.5 inch strips, okay? Okay, so now we just need to assemble our quilt block before we sew the whole thing together. And as you can see, we are going to be left, oh wait, this is, yeah. We are going to be left with 2 extra squares that are going into our pile. There's really not much we could do about that. It's just easier to sew the whole thing But you could sew, you know, just two smaller strips to the side, but I prefer to do it this way, and that just means I'll have to do more scrappy videos, and I'm okay with that. Okay guys, so this is what it looks like, and now we just sew the whole thing together. And the way we do this is we start sewing the sides and then we add the top and the bottom. Let's go. Okay, so last pressing of the day. This turned out pretty perfect, almost no trimming required. And here we have it. Look at this, look at how perfect this is. Done so quickly, done so easily with scraps. Everything here, everything you've seen done here today was made with scraps. And there we have it, guys, our 5 cute, easy, 5 beginner level scrap quilt blocks ready to go. Thank you for doing this with me. I had a blast. I hope you did too, and I will see you really soon. Bye bye.